Hi, everybody, welcome back to Express Mail. I'm Casey.
I'm Kevin.
And this week we've got a few things, some controversial to talk about. We are going to start out though with gas prices.
They're coming down. I'm seeing diesel below $3.
$3. That's amazing.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I remember at its lowest point about 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
It was like, I think it got under $2, didn't it?
Yeah, because I know gas was like $1.75, regular unleaded.
Yeah, I think diesel was just barely under $2. But anyway, it'd be cool to see that again. But it's now under $3, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and at Walmart I got gas yesterday for like $2.40 something.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't argue with that, and I'm sure as they start to drill more and more, it'll keep coming down. So we're already seeing the positive effects of drill, baby, drill. So I'm all about that. Any negatives on? I don't have any negatives on that whatsoever.
No, I mean, people have been wondering, well, gas prices ain't coming down. Well, yeah, they are coming down.
Yeah. It takes. I mean, after 4 years of where nobody was able to drill, and they were trying to get us to all buy electric cars, it takes time for these oil companies to ramp back up and get everything out to the field and get the leases signed and all that to get everything pumping again. So it's happening though. Just like I said, the stock market Friday. What this one guy said, it closed just under the highest it's ever closed in the history of the stock market. So it shot way back up. And it may go down next week, but that's the stock market. So people sitting there crying about that big drop, it takes more than 2 months to repair the 4 years of the disaster we had. So just relax, everybody. Maybe give him a year and then look back and see what's different. You can't do it in 2 months.
But a lot of people will forget about what's going on. They'll just, I figured out this political thing. No matter what good is being done, there's always something that's going to be negative, and that's what they'll be harping on.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's people who are never happy. So
that's the way that's going to work.
Yeah. So anyway, gas prices down, stock market's up. What else, Kevin? What do you want to talk about?
How about Letitia James? How about this one?
Oh, this sweet lady. God love her.
She's a piece of work, man.
Yeah, she's a piece of crap.
This woman, through the book, everything she could do to try to get Trump
thrown in prison.
They're now figuring out that she's doing everything. I mean, like, I heard somebody say that she listed her dad as her husband.
Yes.
To get a favorable loan.
Yes. Yeah.
So
she did that. Biden threw $2 billion with a B into one of her bank accounts that had $100 in it, and I'm not sure how much of that she spent.
What was that for? I didn't hear about that.
It was some kind of grant for her to do some kind of business or something, is what I understand, and that's tax dollars.
Yeah. And
that's illegal. I mean,
you would think.
So anyway, if it ain't illegal, it should be. And so anyway, so like what Kevin said, she's been caught doing everything she was claiming Trump was doing. So she's a piece of
illegal is a sick bird to a lot of people. It's, it just depends on what side of it you fall on. They don't care.
No, they don't. But she should be. They need to go after her.
Yeah, they need to go after her just like they went after him.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I mean, there's that. So whether you like him or not, whether you think she's all that or not, if it was the same for him, they need to go right after her just like they did him.
And if there's anybody watching this, I really doubt there is, who talk about this election deniers, which I was. We did get screwed.
Me too.
The Democrats have been doing it since the 80s. Every time a Republican would win, they'd sit there and, they stole it. He's illegitimate. They've done that for 50 years. So stop calling us election deniers because y'all do the same thing. It's ridiculous.
Look at Al Gore.
He's still and
He's still crying about that.
Clinton talking about Trump.
Well, they just somebody didn't fix the machines right for her or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you knew the she predicted fixing the machines when they did fix them. Well, because remember when he was up when they were doing the counting, before the vote, she said, "Do not stop counting." The couple days before the election, talking about election night, don't stop counting. Just keep counting until we get the votes. She said that on TV. So, I mean, it was rigged.
Keep going till you win.
But I'm glad it was rigged because now Trump's a whole lot smarter, has a lot smarter people around him. He's just a bad, I don't want to say bad. And he is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so love him, hate him. I really don't care. I love him. All right, what else, Kevin?
How about the giraffe? We just had the draft this weekend.
A giraffe, a long-necked
giraffe.
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 Oh, giraffe. Yeah, that was a piece.
There's the Cowboys picks. And I don't know nothing about these people because I don't really pay attention to college. The only people I would know in college football are like the standout people that are just they're on the news or whatever. They're making headlines somehow or another.
Yeah, in college now that they're paying college players and they can jump in a portal and go to another team. College is not college anymore. They've ruined college football.
Yeah, it's kind of like what do you call that? What's like AAA football? Basically, is what it's like.
Yeah, now. They've ruined They've ruined sports pretty much.
But I do know the Tyler Booker. He's a guard and one of the best guards in football. What's his name? I should have known this.
Was he one of ours?
Yes, he was.
What, Allen, was it?
No. Well,
Larry Allen?
He was.
He was a beast.
He was a serious beast.
We had some major.
The white dude.
That just left?
Yeah, he retired. He retired.
So that guy can take his place?
He'll be able to take it. Well, I think he played on the opposite side, but
okay.
Maybe I don't know. Anyway,
so he's an offensive guard.
But he's a guard. But I mean, they got a guard on each side of the
right.
So I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about left or right? Oh, okay, I got you.
But we needed somebody to replace him. I know that. So
yeah, I don't know any of these people's names. Like I said, I quit watching college ball when they started paying them and letting them cry and go to another team.
I was talking to my son-in-law, and he kind of knew who all they drafted and all that stuff. But he was pretty stoked about the defensive line and all that stuff. And the linebacker, he talked pretty good about him.
The Shamar James out of Florida?
Yeah, and this defensive tackle here, I don't know how you say his last name, Jay something.
Jay.
And we got another defensive tackle here. Now I don't know nothing about him, but what he was kind of
pick number 247. How good can that be? Some of those guys rear up and become really good. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tom Brady. He was picked in the 6th round.
He
or
wasn't
something
that
like
good.
That. Yeah. But these running backs, this Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, whatever.
Which one?
Right here.
Okay, yeah, Phil.
This guy's supposedly like 6'1" and about 235, and it's Jaden Blue. I think he's just a speedster. He was a Texas running back, and he's like really fast.
Really fast.
Said this guy here is one of those running backs that knows how to follow his line and knows, he don't just plow into a bunch of people. He waits for a hole and
he's heads up, basically. He don't bow his head.
So he was pretty stoked about it. So, I know he's a pretty educated guy on football. And my other son-in-law, he pays more attention to the one that's be here next week.
Matt.
He pays more attention to college ball, I think.
Well, maybe he can educate us on these guys. I tell you, one of the best heads-up running backs I think ever to play the game, Detroit Lions.
Campbell?
Sanders.
Oh, Barry Sanders?
Heads up, man. He knew where he was going, and if there wasn't a hole, he would find a hole. He didn't just run into the hole and hope something was there. I know that's how it's supposed to go, but man, that dude was freaking amazing. So anyway, the draft, Cowboys. I'm going to make a prediction. I mean, I don't know about a prediction. We're not going to make. Who you calling? Calling Matt. We're still not going to make it to the championship game. Until
We didn't get nobody. We needed another receiver. We had nobody that had 500 yards other than CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
So you got one stud, and then the rest of the receiving core. Nobody got 500 yards. So we still need another receiver.
There's got to be a whole.
They were talking about that Texas receiver that he would have been like just.
But we've had great receivers.
Yeah, we have.
I mean,
some reason or another they go.
There's got to be a whole shift in this whole Dallas. I don't know what's got to happen, but something better than what this has got to happen. So I'm not real excited about it.
And we weren't really active in the free agency either. So
we'll see. Maybe they know something we don't. I doubt it. I'm pretty knowledgeable about these things. So
speaking of the draft, Shedeur Sanders finally got drafted.
Well, yeah, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch him play much. I did hear a guy talk about he's good, but he's not first round good. And there was a lot of things he talked about that made him not first round good. And come to find out, what round did he get picked in?
Number 4. He was a
fourth round,
144th pick.
Well, then that's what he's worth to the NFL people. I mean, it is what it is.
All these race baiting people, they can come up with whatever they want to, and they're just stupid.
Yeah.
Cut and dry.
If you're riding that horse, you're an idiot.
Here's my thing. No NFL team will pass up a franchise quarterback just because they're racist.
No.
If they think that quarterback's going to get them to the promised land, he's coming to their team. That's just plain and simple. These people, these owners, these GMs, that's all they want is a Super Bowl.
That's it. And the top three picks in the draft were all black. So get off these people who are race baiting. It is unbelievable how you can take that and make it a racial thing. The NFL is 75% black athletes. If you want to make it a racial thing, then you sit there and say there ain't enough white people, ain't enough Jews, there ain't enough Asians, there ain't enough Mexicans in the NFL. This ain't a race thing. This is how good are you? Are you going to get me, like Kevin said, are you getting me to the Super Bowl or are you not getting me to the Super Bowl? If you're getting me to the Super Bowl, guess what? I'm going to pick you. I don't care what color you are.
And I'll pay you whatever I have to pay you to keep you here as long as we're going to Super Bowl.
That's right.
That's just the bottom line.
I mean, my favorite player, and everybody doesn't like it because my favorite player was Deion Sanders. Every time he stepped on the field, excitement level went up. Yeah. I mean, you were just like, okay, what is he going to do now? And he was one of my favorite. I mean, he was one of the funnest players to watch. And you had people talking about, oh, he ain't that good. I'm like, the minute his foot steps onto the field, the other side has to rethink everything they're doing because he's on the field. That's how good Deion was. Now, again, I didn't watch his son play, so I don't know anything about him. But the NFL people pick him, know everything about him. So I'm going to go with them, and hopefully he'll turn out to be a great player. But we'll see. Deion was exceptional. Those are rarities in the NFL. So especially when you're talking about the speed Deion had, it was just amazing to watch him. So anyway,
and his other boy went to Tampa Bay, Shiloh.
And what position does he play?
I think he's cornerback, but I think he signed as a free agent.
Okay. Well, good. Well, at least he got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least he's in there and he's got a chance at it.
He can prove himself.
Please stop race baiting people. We're sick of it. There's no such thing here anymore. Not here anyway. All right. What's next? Hey, leave a comment too. By the way, what do you think about Deion's son and going in the 4th round? Tell us what you think about that. And Jeff, tell me what you think about the Philadelphia Eagles and how they did. Leave that in the comments.
They moved up. Philadelphia They moved up to get the guy they got.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
I forget the guy.
I may become an Eagles fan then.
Well,
I know you won't.
No, I won't never like anything about Philadelphia. But anyway, they moved up to get the guy because if they hadn't, the guy would have been gone. He was a stud, and I can't remember where. He's a defensive guy.
I can't remember if he's a linebacker or what he is,
but he's good.
Yeah.
Well, good.
They wanted him.
Well, I mean, I'm not good, but I mean, at least
he's good coming
they
out of
did
college,
something.
you know. But we'll see.
So
I don't know who else they got, and I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you know who number 1, 2, and 3 went to? Which teams? Again, I didn't watch the draft. That bores me silly. Okay, so we don't know who they got. Were they, and what were they? Were they quarterbacks?
There was like 4 or 5 quarterbacks picked before Sanders.
Oh, okay.
One of them went to the Giants, I think.
Okay.
The Giants might have been the first pick.
So if Eagles moved up, they're going to be hard to beat again next year.
Yeah, well, they were going to be hard to beat anyway.
Yeah, and you ain't kidding.
I don't know who all they lost in the offseason because, you win a Super Bowl and everybody starts wanting this guy and this guy and this guy. So
true.
They might have lost a bunch of people. I don't know. Hopefully they did.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wrecked them. That's what I hope. But we'll see.
All right, moving on. We did the draft. We talked about Sanders. What do you want to go to
Talladega
next?
will happen today. Talladega Raceways.
It happened today. And by the way, today's Sunday, the 27th. This is the day we're filming this. Y'all probably won't see this till about 3 days from now. But who won it?
Austin Cedric.
Austin. And who does he drive for?
I do not know. He's number 2. He's the number 2 car. The number 2 car used to be a Penske car. I think
probably still is.
Used to be Rusty Wallace's car. He raced for Penske.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I'm assuming Penske, but I don't know.
That kid who won is it the Infinity yesterday?
Xfinity.
Did you?
I didn't see that.
He's won like ever. It was a big deal. He's won all. So they said, "Oh yeah, he's killing." It was unbelievable.
I didn't know who it was.
I can't remember his name because I don't really. I don't keep up with NASCAR much. I do love watching the super speedways. I love that. It's just 200 miles an hour. They're all packed together.
Yeah, it's like this.
1 inch can cause a massive wipeout.
Did you see the first wreck?
No, I didn't. No, I watched the
last
it was 20 laps.
It was before the first stage was over.
Oh wow!
There was some dudes fixing to. I think they were. I mean, they were all running like this, and it was the first and second car. I think somebody. Might have got into one of those cars, and that car, they were running up here side by side, and that car just kind of swiped him.
Yeah.
He goes up, and this guy goes down, but that dude hit I think was it the 20 car? Might have been the 20 car. Anyway, whatever it was, he just
nailed
right into the wall.
Down in the wall or up the wall?
In the infield. Yeah.
So I did, and he was the only one to wreck.
No, there was a couple others got wrecked. I mean,
no, but I mean on that wreck, was he the only one who flew in there and hit that wall?
Those two, and then one guy tried to. I can't remember. It might have been the 12 car. He tried to.
I did.
He
see
tried
him
to go
hit
through
that
him,
inside wall,
but he got tapped on the back. But I don't know how much damage he did. And I don't know.
He flew into that wall.
Drilled that sucker.
Yeah, it's last time when I think it was Tony Stewart hit the wall. No, it wasn't either. It was Kyler Kurt Busch hit that wall like that and broke his ankles. Remember that? Broke one of his ankles. He hit that wall like that guy did today, and it broke one of his ankles.
Could you imagine the force? Just with your feet stuck down there on the floor. Bam.
I can't. And we got what's the next big super speedway?
July, Daytona.
Oh, that's a couple months away.
Yeah. And then October they'll be back in Talladega.
Okay.
So
wow. Well, that's NASCAR.
And
I don't know how many NASCAR fans we have that watch this, but I mean, I just love the super speedways. Just love.
Tacoma, Washington. They're happening. It's a PBR event. They're happening. It's the last event.
Oh, okay. For the bull riders.
Before
finals?
The finals
already.
Yeah, the finals are coming up here in a week or two.
Now, are we talking teams or individuals?
Individuals.
Okay.
And
when does the team start?
The Kid Rock Rockin' Rodeo.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the same weekend as that. That's the final day of it anyway. But anyway, that's
coming up. Okay, so
teams will start in June.
And do they overlap into individuals?
No.
They don't. So you got one going
October.
This time
from June to October. The end of October is when the finals for the team thing is, and then
man, the bull riding is phenomenal. that's just I love watching bull riding, and I'm like Kevin, just record it and speed through and get the next one. And because some of them guys, do they put a timer on them these days anymore?
Yeah,
Finally,
well, they had to. I mean,
it's like the
trying to run-
pitcher's out on the baseball mound trying to
Yeah.
get ready, or the batter trying to get ready. They had to put a timer on.
well, Silvano Alves, he's the one that started. He spent so much time in there and
Trying to get situated.
trying to get situated, and he'd be sitting there, and everything looked good, and the bull standing just as like a show pony, and he just
Still waiting.
still waiting. Finally, they just decided they had to put a clock on there. I mean, they're trying to run a TV show. They're putting this on TV. Ain't got time for you to sit here and waste 3 minutes
No
getting
doubt.
TV time, you know. But
Speaking of the Cowboys, their first regular game is going to
I
be,
think Shadur will be starting that game.
I don't know, Cleveland Browns, right where Sanders went. So that'll be fun to watch.
It'll be super fun if he's quarterbacking.
And we'll start doing picks when we get closer to this. This is going to be what, September or October?
That'll be September.
September the 8th will be our first regular season's game.
September 9th.
September 8th. 9/8.
Oh yeah, okay.
September the 8th. You know what? We're wrong. Time out. This was last year. Look. So that was the 2024. All right. So we don't have the 2025 schedule. We'll get that soon. And we'll start making picks when it gets closer. I picked the Cowboys to win.
I'll say 10-7.
I'll say
We'll make the playoffs and
I'll say 9.
9-8.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. We'll see how they look the first 3 games. But anyway, go Cowboys. All right. What's next, Kevin, on our schedule?
You hear about the stabbing in Frisco? I guess
All
everybody that got to be a national story.
Yeah. And we're about an hour from Frisco where we're at. That was a big deal. And again, don't know the circumstances, but
The only thing that I know, and it's what you hear on every newscast or whatever, is Carmelo Anthony, which is a basketball player. He played for Denver, I think.
Yeah.
So they named their kid after a basketball player. But
is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Anyway, this kid was sitting under a tent at a track meet. He was sitting under another team's tent.
Okay.
That wasn't his tent. Okay. He was asked to leave by somebody, and then I guess the Austin Metcalf decided to get up and say, "Hey, man, can you leave?"
Yep.
And I don't know if they're
How forceful he was as telling him to leave.
No, and nobody says that either. Nobody says he jumped in his face. Hey, man, get out of here! You know, or he didn't bow up to him or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if he was just trying to be nice. Hey, man, you need to go on, get in your tent or whatever. But anyway, supposedly, and this has been reported several times, he said something about like, you know, I don't know. Evidently, he might have said something. You know, I don't know, but
Austin
Anthony was like, make me or something to that effect, you know, because like you'll see what happens if you do or something. But anyway, that's, you know, so the guy, he brought the knife. He had the knife, and with those kind of comments, it's like all you can assume is he intended to use it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know what happened, but all I do know is Anthony stabbed Metcalf, and Metcalf died.
Yep.
So as far as how the words were spoken or whatever leading up to that, bottom line is he got stabbed and he's dead. He was in jail under $1 million bond, and I think they dropped that to like $250 or something like that, which would mean about $25,000 to get him out of jail.
$2,500.
$25,000.
What?
It's 10% usually. That's what I've always heard. Never been in jail.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
But it would have been. Wait a minute.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It'd been $100,000 to get him out originally. Yeah.
So
was it $1 million?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so my thought of this is if you go back to our days, back before all these electronics, these phones, all this social media BS, if that would have happened back in our day, they'd have just gotten a fight. Somebody, one of us would have broke it up and said, "Hey, get on out of here." You wouldn't even have dreamed of pulling a knife out and stabbing it in somebody's chest. So I don't know why.
There is a failure in
Yeah, no matter what
raising kids.
no
or
matter what the
something other.
Austin Metcalf guy said to him, words never should bring out a knife and a stabbing in the heart. You should turn around, and if that's not where you're supposed to be, leave. Just leave. Don't make it get to the point of where you're having a confrontation. One of the guys called in and was saying the reason they have those tents is the athletes, that school tent is about, they keep all of their electronics in there and they don't want nobody from another school in there stealing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why they were protecting that area. Now, again, I don't know how forceful that Austin Metcalf guy was and how much, I don't know how much up in the grill he got of this guy, but it should have never ended in a stabbing. So, again, you people making this a race thing, I don't care if let's say this was two white guys. Should have never been a stabbing. Two black guys. Should have never been a stabbing. And for you people making this a race thing, and I don't understand how that guy's family is getting rich off of him killing somebody.
$500,000 donated.
You people who are donating to that, you people are lunatics, and you're the problem. Yeah, I mean, he's ruined his family.
Did you see his attorney on TV?
No, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to see him.
Dude, if I was paying $500,000 for that,
it'd be better than that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's ruined his family, and he's totally destroyed the other family. Because now his family has got to live with all the. You wonder why people are threatening them and everything. They're getting rich off of their son killing somebody. Now, I'm not advocating threatening anybody. Nobody should be calling this black kid's family, Carmela Anthony. Nobody should be threatening his family because they're going through a nightmare just as much, not just as much. I'm not going to say that. These people lost their son forever. I don't know what's going to happen to Anthony, to Carmela Anthony. I don't know what they're going to do to him, but it's not going to be a death sentence. He's not going to be in jail the rest of his life. He'll be able to get out and be with his family again. And the judge, I think, tell me what you think. The judge lowered that because I think she or he was getting threats. The judge
could very well be in.
Why else
I'm not
do you
surprised
do that?
about. I'm not surprised about anything nowadays, man. I mean, the more you understand anything like this, politics or judges, all that kind of these people are bought off. And I'm not saying this guy's bought off. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it does happen.
Yeah.
And
was it a man judge or a woman judge?
I can't even remember.
I don't know.
You probably could read through there and figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, but whatever.
Was it Letitia James?
Yeah, it could have been her too. Yeah, she would have been.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if there's a name. I don't see one.
Yeah, I don't either. But anyway, guys, stop with the race stuff. Oh my God, that's getting old. God, it's getting old. And if it would have been two white guys stabbing each other, this would have never been anything. Even if it had been two black guys stabbing each other, this would have
been a local story.
It'd been a local story, never got all this publicity. So get off the race. You people are the problem who are making it a race thing. A guy stabbed another guy, that's it, period. Doesn't matter what color they are. So, all right. I'm pretty fired up about that.
Man,
I just don't get
talking, I mean, like he brought the knife to school. You know, everybody knows you don't bring knives or guns to school, but we did.
We brought guns. I mean, not into school, but they were in our cars.
They were in our car.
Yep.
Dove season, people get out of school and they go dove.
We weren't even thinking about shooting somebody.
No.
It was again. It was a whole different time. It was awesome. It was these kids today don't even know what it means to be a kid. Y'all don't even know how to have fun.
That ain't no lie.
God, they don't know how to have fun. It's all about being on their computer, being on their phone.
Somebody said this to me, and somebody said that to me, and
And in the summer, when we got out of school in May, the end of May, we left school, and the last thing on our mind was school.
yeah,
We had 3 months to play and to have fun and to be kids and to enjoy our life and to ride our bikes and go to the corner store and get a soda pop. I mean, we had fun. These kids today, it's year round school stuff.
mm-hmm.
It's. I feel sorry. I really do. I feel sorry for these kids. They don't know what it is to be a kid. And these college kids who are all into politics, y'all have wasted your childhood. You have wasted being a teenager in college. You have wasted that. You'll never know what it's like to enjoy just going to college and get with a chick or whatever. You've wasted it on freaking politics. I didn't even think about politics in college. I didn't care.
I was probably 27 years old before I really started saying, okay,
Golly, these poor
things
kids
are going on that shouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. And I started putting.
How much was taken out of your check made you wake up a little bit?
I remember my oldest daughter went to her first job.
Who's FICA?
Yeah. Who the heck is FICA?
Yeah.
Who is
that's Big Daddy taking money out of your check.
She knew what she made an hour. She done figured out how many hours she worked and knew what she was in. She done had that money spent.
Yeah.
And when she got that check,
man. And all these college professors that are teaching anything other than the course they're supposed to be teaching should be fired and fined and threat with jail time. They're ruining our children, just ruining them.
Well, speaking of that, along that little picture, what college? I mean, I think college, people going into college is going to probably start dropping if it hadn't already.
What do you mean? What do you mean dropping?
The enrollment. Because people try to figure out, is college really a good deal? Unless you're wanting to be a doctor, a lawyer, or, I mean, who I was listening to, I think it was Charlie Kirk. Most kids, like 60% or so 70% of the kids that go to college will end up with a job that did not require
they went to college. Right.
So basically, they spent $150,000, $200,000 on a college education that they didn't need.
Yeah.
Because they're going to come out saying, so that tells me 30% ought to be going to school, and the other 70% needs to go apply for a job somewhere.
A job or go to a trade school to get a certain thing where they can go get a certain job. Yeah.
And that's the thing. You go spend $150,000 at school or whatever you spend, I don't know. But you can go to a trade school for a year and come out and be an electrician, a plumber,
and make a
carpenter,
an AC guy,
and make killing. Make a whole lot more money than you're ever going to make with that college education.
Yeah.
Because
unless you're going to become get in the medical field, I know you've got to go do that. But I don't know if it's still true or not. But years ago, the highest suicide rate was dentist.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, because they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars getting educated,
and then hundreds of thousands of dollars
just to open the front door to their
office.
And so they're already like $500,000 to $750,000 in debt before they even get their first customer, and it can just be overwhelming because they got to make payments on all that. So anyway, it's just I really do. I feel sorry for our kids these days. They're not allowed to be kids. And the schools make me sick too. They got them doing stuff all summer long, and I'm like, that's no good.
My kids are no different than anybody else's kids, but as far as electronics and all that kind of stuff. But I'm glad now. I look back on it now. We didn't really get into the phone. I mean, all these electronics, phones, and all that kind of stuff were just kind of like when my kids were little. I had a bag phone.
Yeah,
you made a phone call and said, "Hey." When I was on the road, it was like, tell me right quick what's happening because it's costing me
a fortune.
Yeah, my phone bill to talk to my wife every night was about 5 minutes, but it would be about $250 a month.
Yeah, and a bag phone was a little bag you carried that the phone inside. When you put it in your car,
Plugged it
you
in your
unzipped it, plugged in the cigarette lighter, and it connected to something. I don't know what it was connected.
Yeah, I don't
to.
know, but they were expensive. I know that.
Yeah, and
Nothing
then we
like
went,
what we got now.
Yeah,
But I'm glad I did not
I
put
had
phones
too
in
much
my
fun.
kids' hands
Yeah,
until until they got later on in life. I don't remember. I know when they were little, it was like get outside and play. Just like that's what I was told.
yeah.
You hang around the house, sitting around the house, go outside and find something to do. You're hanging around in here. If you're gonna hang around here, don't complain about it. Just go hang out in your own room or whatever, or go outside and play.
If you're all right, go ahead.
Our youngest one, you never had to tell her twice.
That to go outside.
Yeah, she was gonna be outside.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're our age, let us know in the comments what you think about what's happening to our kids these days. Again, I just don't think they're letting them be kids anymore. There's too much control over them from the schools and everything else. But anyway, that's my hot box there. Is that about it?
Yep.
That's about it. Guys, again, go to carpro.com if you're looking to buy a new automobile. And I will tell you this, if you're in the market for a new automobile, you need to do it before Wednesday night. Because after Wednesday night, the cars that are protecting things from the tariffs are not going to be protecting them from the tariffs anymore, and you're going to pay more.
Was that this week? I thought it was last week. Or was that 1st of May?
It's 1st of May,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, just now's a good if you're in the market, please go to, if you're in the DFW area, he's got dealers in California everywhere. So just go there and look.
Zimbabwe people, I don't know about you. I don't know about as far as the cars. I don't know what they
the
do.
rainforest. I'm not sure what they do. But anyway, what else, Kevin?
Like, share, and subscribe. And please leave comments. We like to see them comments.
Yeah,
I know,
leave us a comment.
What's Daryl? Yeah, I see Daryl's comments.
Oh.
Come on, Daryl. There's some rodeo people out here, man.
Hey, Daryl, Jeff, all of you people, tell us a subject you want us to cover. Matter of fact, Daryl and Jeff, you need to come up to Dallas and get on the set with us. Same thing with you, Daryl. Y'all need to come up. Y'all need to have the peanuts to get up here and get on the set with us. So anyway, also, hey, I'm gonna plug my Francis wine collection.
Okay.
Michael Francis, former mafia boss, as I guess for 20-something years now. He's turned his life around. Christian man. He has Bible studies during it. It's just crazy what he does. But he's come out with a new wine from a vineyard over in, where's Mount Ararat, where the ark landed. Armenia is what it is now.
I don't know.
One of the first vineyards. That's where his wine is coming from.
Wow.
And out of they did a taste test, and out of I forget how many hundreds of wines, he got number one as far as taste. And he's got 2 non-alcoholic wines. He's got a pomegranate wine, which is, I think he's the only one that has something like that. But anyway, Francis wines, look for them. They're going to be coming into Walmart's, Kroger's. What's that big wine store? Better Wines or something? That big store. Anyway,
I don't know.
Francis Wines, and go to YouTube and check out old Michael Francis. He is amazing, and you learn a lot. Me and Kevin are both just enthralled with how the mafia did stuff back then because we were alive. I mean, we were living through those years. He went to Vegas when the mob was owning most of Vegas, so we
and there is a huge difference between when the mob had Vegas and when the mob doesn't
have Vegas.
Yeah, there is matter of fact,
it's a lot more expensive without the mob.
And a lot of it, they're laying a lot of people off in Vegas. Yes, because really? I mean
they've ruined it.
The MGM and all that, they're laying off a lot of people. I think, and I heard this on the news just yesterday or the day before yesterday. I didn't get the whole story, but I know it. I mean, it's if you go out there and you buy you and Debbie a drink, and it's $25.
Yeah,
and it's no bigger than a Solo cup.
Oh my! It's like a little 8-ounce coffee cup.
And it costs you $25. Who's going to go in there and spend that kind of money? You're either going to sit there and do that, or you're going to go gamble. You ain't going to do both.
Yeah.
So they're losing a lot of money. There's people aren't spending money in Vegas like they used to.
Back in the day, you'd be on a nickel machine or quarter machine, and the waitress would come by with drinks and didn't even charge you. You just tip her. That's it. You didn't pay for the drink. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Well, they still do that.
Do they?
But
not as much. So I don't.
Yeah,
think.
it's kind of like you got to look for them nowadays.
Yeah.
Used to, just about the time your glass went dry, there was somebody standing there handing you another one.
They want to keep you at the machine.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you get up. You sit right there, drink this cup of whatever, and gamble.
Man, let's get back to the old school.
I'm not saying we need to go back to mob, but good Lord, something's got to change.
Man,
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
It's just too expensive to go on vacation to Vegas anymore.
Well, go Dallas Cowboys! Woohoo! Who do we like else in the NFL though? Kansas City strong.
Kansas City.
But anyway,
Detroit. Man, I'd like to see.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
If Dallas don't, and I'm not a Detroit guy. I'm not.
But
because I've been to Detroit a few times, and it's not one of the most desirable places I want to live. But as far as the football team, they've never won anything. I mean, they might have won some championships back in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
But they've never been to a Super Bowl. And they've been close, and Dan Campbell used to be a Dallas Cowboy. He's coaching them, and he's had them in the championship game. And they lost out last year. They didn't make it as far as I thought. I really thought after being in the championship game the first year and losing it, I thought, man, they're going to come back with a vengeance. Yeah. But they didn't. They got beat out pretty early. So I'd like to see Detroit.
So
if Dallas can't make it, I'd just soon take Detroit.
I mean, Jeff's going to put the Eagles on his comments. Yeah. And Daryl, I know Daryl's a big Texas Ranger fan, but anyway,
I hope the Eagles go 1-16.
As far as ice hockey, are we out? No, we're tied.
I don't have no idea.
I think we're tied, and we're in the playoffs.
Oh.
And then this next game will decide who goes to the next round. I think. I'm not really into it either.
I'm not a big hockey guy.
Let's close this thing out. Ring the bell, like, share, subscribe. Please comment. Let us know what y'all are thinking. Let us know what you're thinking about today's kids and what they're missing out on, or what they had that we didn't. Some of you might be thinking they're better off than we were. I don't think so.
They have more stuff than we had.
Yep.
But somehow or another, we were able to have a whole lot more fun than what they had nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're a teenager and you're into politics, you're sick. All right, that's all I got to say.
That's it.
You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm Casey.
I'm Kevin.
And we will see you next time.
Adios.
Peace.